There is no doubt in saying that one of the fan-favorite characters of the Star Wars franchise is without a doubt the character of Luke Skywalker, portrayed by Mark Hamill in the original trilogy, and a lot of fans have expressed a lot of concern on exactly how Disney really handled Mark Hamill's portrayal of Luke in the sequel trilogy. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars, as of this point right now, is that we do know that a lot of fans are divided, and this was mainly caused by The Last Jedi and what Rian Johnson decided to do with the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, as we go throughout this year of 2020 into next year of 2021, which by the way is going to be a very important year, because that's when the new Star Wars universe really is going to hit its peak. However, one thing that a lot of fans have been very curious about is, of course, what could have been for the character of Luke Skywalker in The Rise of Skywalker if Kathleen Kennedy did not intervene and did not actually delete many of the scenes. So in case you guys are out of the loop, there were 2 phases of reshoots and rewrites. There was a batch of reshoots and rewrites in late 2018, and another one in mid-2019 leading into the fall. And that, to me, it just shows us exactly why the film feels very messy at times. It feels very convoluted, or very fast-paced, if you will, where it seems like it's going in multiple different directions at the same exact time. So, with that being said, what's really intriguing all has to do with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, and, of course, actor Mark Hamill. So, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. Now, currently, Bob Chapek and Iger are working together as a team in order to bring Star Wars into a new direction, and to evolve the franchise into something fresh and new for fans to enjoy around the world. However, many fans have been wondering about what could have been for The Rise of Skywalker before Kathleen Kennedy stepped in and initiated many of the reshoots and rewrites for the movie. However, it's noted that currently Mark Hamill is said to be quite frustrated with Disney and Lucasfilm, as of this moment specifically with The Rise of Skywalker, and how Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy refused to release any of the deleted scenes on disc for Blu-ray or 4K. It's explained that originally J.J. Abrams had a plan to have the scenes be put on the Blu-ray edition of the film, and that Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and the creatives over at Lucasfilm eventually made the final decision to keep many of Mark Hamill's deleted scenes, as Luke Skywalker in the form of flashbacks and as a Force Ghost secret, until some years down the road when they feel the need to release them. Hamill is said to be very frustrated over this, as many fans won't be able to see some of his hard work that he did for the film and for Disney in general. Additionally, Mark Hamill is said to have a grudge with Kathleen Kennedy over making this big decision of keeping those scenes private from the Star Wars community, and that these scenes were considered to be Mark Hamill's best work for Star Wars of the sequels. So, the thing about this, of them hiding these deleted scenes, not just from the Blu-ray and the 4K disc version, but also for Disney Plus, which by the way is going to be released in the coming months for The Rise of Skywalker. Now, the thing about the character of Luke is that there really could have been so much more done for the character in Episode 9. There's no doubt about this. We got little to no Luke Skywalker in Episode 9. That was one of the big, I guess you could say, criticisms among many fans, is that you have a title called The Rise of Skywalker. Skywalker's in the title, and yet it has nothing to do, really, with Luke, Anakin, or even, any of the other Skywalkers at that. And it really does open up one's eyes, right? You can see that the name Skywalker in this title was a technique for Disney to really draw in the fans, to really fill up the theater seats. There's no doubt about this. And they really locked themselves down on exactly what the meaning of the title was during the promotion of the movie. So, when we think about it this way, since Kathleen Kennedy was the one responsible for titling the movie as is, this was all her idea, and we can see why she did this. But the fact that she made the key decision to keep the deleted scenes that Mark Hamill worked very hard on, to actually be kept off of the 4K and the Blu-ray editions of the movie, as well as the Disney Plus version of the film, it really just tells us that it seems like that they're trying to hide that there was something better about this movie before the major reshoots and the rewrites that were a part of the finalized version of Episode 9. So I do understand Mark Hamill, but at the same exact time, if you look at Mark Hamill with The Last Jedi, he kind of went back and forth. At first, he went against Rian Johnson. then he eventually took back his words and started defending Rian Johnson. So whether or not, Disney got to him and said, revert your comments, or if Mark Hamill did it on purpose, who knows, right? I still stand by my opinion that Disney reached out to Mark Hamill and told him to revert his own opinions about how Rian Johnson used Luke, and so on and so forth. And like I've said before in the past, guys, let me know what you think about this entire situation between Kathleen Kennedy and her creative involvement with the sequel trilogy. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.